Assalamualaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. So here the topic we will have oxidizing properties of the halogens. That how do the halogens oxidize the other substances because the fluorine or the halogens all are basically non-metals. As they are non-metals, so they have the property to gain the electrons. So when they gain the electrons, they reduce themselves and they oxidize the other. So that's why here we will check about their oxidizing properties. Before that, you guys must know that what are basically the halogens. The halogens are the elements of the group 7A in the periodic table, which includes the fluorine as F2, and the distance or the atomic radius is 143, and this is the simple model of the fluorine. Then we have chlorine. This is the second halogen. Its symbol is Cl2 and its atomic radius is 199 picometer, and its model is this very simple. The size is larger as compared to the fluorine. The third one we have its bromine. Its symbol is Br2 and its size is 228 picometer, which is its atomic size or atomic radius, and this is its model, which is greater in size as compared to the fluorine and bromine. The last one is iodine. Its symbol is I2 and the size or the atomic radius is 266 picometer between its two atoms. They always exist in the diatomic form, and this is a simple model of the iodine. Now, as we move from top to bottom, their atomic size increases. Now, how do they oxidize the other substances? We will have here a lot of reactions of these two. First one, which is the oxidizing power of the fluorine. So, the fluorine can oxidize the many salts, like here we have potassium chloride, which is the simple salt, and here the fluorine oxidizes potassium chloride by producing potassium fluoride and the chlorine gas. Likewise here, when the bond break between the potassium and chlorine, now the chloride ions are here and the fluorine just replaces the chlorine and producing chlorine gas, and the fluorine changes into the fluoride ions. As the potassium was in the positive ion and here the fluorine is in the negative form, the force of attraction will be created between them, and at the end we will gain a product as potassium fluoride. Likewise, the fluorine can also oxidize the other type of reactions in which we have the other, like sodium chloride. It can oxidize like the calcium chloride as well. So the products that it form with that sodium chloride is sodium fluoride, and with the calcium chloride as CaF2. So this is the simple reaction of the fluorine or its oxidizing power to replace the other halogen atoms in the chemical reaction. After this, we have the oxidizing power of the chlorine, in which the chlorine is going to replace the bromine. Here, this is the simple chlorine Cl2 halogen, and here we have potassium bromide. Its name is potassium bromide. Now, here the chlorine just gain the replace of the bromine, and we gain the product which is potassium chloride now and the bromine. What does basically happen in this process, which chlorine, as we have the bromine the negative form, so the chlorine changes into the chloride ions and the bromide will be changes into the bromine gas. So this is a simple chemical reaction in which it shows the chlorine as the oxidizing agent, or its oxidizing power is more as compared to the bromine, so that's why it can easily replaces that. Then we have the oxidizing power of bromine, that how do the bromine oxidize the other. Basically the solution turns from colorless to the reddish brown color, in which the bromine, when it reacts with the potassium iodide, the name is as potassium iodide. On reacting with the bromine, the solution will changes its color into the reddish brown with the production of the potassium bromide and iodine. Now basically what does happen in this process? The bromine was as in the form of Br2. By reacting with the iodide ion like this, it produces the iodine, and then the bromine changes into the bromide simple by the formation of the anion. Now here we have the cation, which is the potassium. It get reacts with the potassium and changes into the potassium bromide. So the bromine here replaces the iodine. This was a simple reaction or the oxidizing power of the different halogens. After this we have the simple reaction of the halogens with the sodium hydroxide. That how do they react with the sodium hydroxide? Basically sodium hydroxide is, it is a base that is having hydroxide ion. On reacting with the chlorine, it produces the sodium chloride as NaCl and produces a compound as NaOCl and H2O as a water. So the chlorine just reacts with the hot concentrated sodium hydroxide to give sodium chloride and sodium chlorate. So the sodium hydroxide here we have it is in the concentrated form, as in the hot concentrated form, and the chlorine over there it reacts producing sodium chloride. It is the simple salt, and then it produces the sodium chlorate. This is sodium chlorate along with the production of the water. So this was a simple reaction or the oxidizing abilities of the halogens we have. I hope you guys understand about the topic, and if you have any queries you may ask me about that in the comment section, and I will get back to you guys soon. The next topic that we will discuss, it is the simple topic or significance of the non-metals. For that time you guys keep learning and have a good day.